On the night of May 11th, 1987, in the small town of Mascotte, Florida, an 11-year-old girl walked out of a convenience store. Her name was Teresa McCabe. Standing in that parking lot was the man who would kill her. He wasn't a stranger hiding in the shadows. He wasn't a predator who drove in from out of town. He was the police officer on duty. James R. Duckett, 29 years old, Mascotte Police Department. He was the only officer on patrol that night, the only person in that town entrusted with a badge, a gun, and the authority to protect. He used all three to take a child's life. Here's what happened. Duckett spotted Teresa walking out of the store with a 16-year-old boy. Before approaching them, he went inside and asked the clerk about the girl. About her age. Think about that. A police officer asked the store clerk how old a child was. Before approaching her, then he went outside, questioned both of them, and told Teresa to go home. But that's not what happened. The boy later returned to the store with his uncle. They both watched as Duckett and Teresa got into his patrol car, together, and drove away. It was the last time anyone saw Teresa McCabe alive. A fisherman found her body the next day, near the shore of Night Lake. She had been raped. She had been strangled. She was 11 years old. The evidence was clear. A pubic hair at the scene matched Duckett. Palm prints from both Duckett and Teresa were found on the hood of his police cruiser. Tire tracks near the crime scene matched his vehicle. He didn't send her home. He put her in his car. He drove her to a lake. And he murdered her. Duckett was suspended on June 16, 1987, fired 3 days later, 7 months on the force. That's all it took. But Teresa McCabe may not have been his only victim. On May 7, 1986, more than a year before Teresa, an unidentified woman was found dead in a water-filled pit near Lakeland, Florida. Petite. 5'2", reddish-brown hair, strangled. She was last seen entering a dark blue car. James Duckett owned a royal blue Buick Regal at the time. She has never been identified. Her killer was never charged. Then on September 19, 1987, 4 months after Teresa's murder, 14-year-old Jennifer Weldon disappeared. She was walking to visit a friend, last seen leaving a carnival on the north side of Lakeland. 3 days before her 15th birthday, her body was found 2 weeks later in rural Polk County. Duckett had been fired from the police force by then. He was working night shifts at a phosphate mine, driving through the exact area where Jennifer's body was found. Gas receipts placed him near the scene on the night she disappeared. He arrived at work, 2 hours late, disheveled. And here's the detail that chills the blood. Jennifer Weldon was last seen carrying a green shopping bag and a stuffed animal. Neither was found with her body. Duckett's wife told investigators that her husband came home that night with a lime green shopping bag, with a stuffed toy, for their children. A lime green shopping bag, a stuffed toy. In 2003, 16 years after Jennifer's murder, Polk County investigators announced their intent to charge Duckett. They wanted to ensure that even if he appealed his conviction in Teresa's case, he would stay behind bars. As of today, they have never filed those charges. James Duckett was convicted of the kidnapping, sexual battery, and first-degree murder of Teresa McCabe, sentenced to death. He has been on death row since 1987. For nearly 40 years, he has sat in a cell at Union Correctional Institution, while Teresa McCabe has been in the ground. In March of 2026, the Florida Supreme Court issued a stay of execution. New DNA testing was ordered on old evidence. The results came back inconclusive. The tests couldn't save him. On July 8, 2026, the stay was lifted. A new execution date has not yet been announced. James Duckett was a police officer for 7 months. In that time, he may have killed 3 people. One of them was a child, an 11-year-old girl who walked out of a convenience store and ran into the one person in that town she should have been able to trust, the person wearing the badge. Teresa McCabe was 11 years old. She would be 40 years old today. She might have had children of her own. She might have had a life. Instead, she has a grave. And the man who took that life from her has had 39 years of appeals, stays, and delays. The badge didn't protect Teresa McCabe. It seals her fate. When the only cop in town is the one hunting, who do you call?